I think it's been easy in the sense that everyone understands what it is, and there's no one who hasn't been touched in some way. A mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend. We're not starting with, let me tell you what breast cancer is. Everyone knows about it. It's come out of the closet. There's no stigma. It's very different from what it was when Evelyn started. And I think everyone wants to be supportive either because they've had a personal experience or almost for an insurance policy. If I do support it, then maybe I won't have that personal experience. So it's an easy subject to broach with people, and people are incredibly responsive. Most of the money that we have raised in the United States, though we have dispersed it internationally. So we have added on grantees now in Canada, France, Belgium, Spain, the UK, Italy, the Middle East, and Latin America. For the most part, we're still deriving the bulk of our money in the United States, though we've had some wonderful help from companies and Estee Lauder up in Canada. And some programs in the UK. For the most part, the money has been derived here because the tax incentives for philanthropy that exist in the US don't exist elsewhere. No, the amount of money has at the very best stayed flat, and if you factor in inflation, it's decreased. The whole NCI budget for cancer is $5 billion, which may sound like a lot, but when you look at what the tobacco industry spends, about $15 billion advertising cigarettes to teenagers, or the pet food industry spends about $14 billion advertising pet food, it's a small drop in the bucket. In all, about $11 billion is spent on cancer research across the NCI, the National Cancer Institute, pharmaceuticals, and private organizations like the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So it's not a lot of money, and the federal budget has certainly diminished, if anything. And the pity is that there has never been a moment in time when knowledge, scientific knowledge, is advancing at such a rapid clip. It's a hungry animal, so that if you could feed it, the answers will come more quickly. Dr. Larry Norton at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, who is our scientific advisor and has been since the inception of the foundation, says truly the only thing that stands between today and cure is money. It's a tough question. What inspires the government? If I knew the answer, I'd be very smart. I don't know what inspires the government, but obviously there have been other calls on the federal dollar, as you know, the war and other things, and one can only hope that under new leadership there might be an enrichment of the federal coffers. Because right now, if you are a researcher, you spend half the year writing a federal grant, and you have only a slim percentage of chance that that will get funded. Only 8% of approved grants actually get funded. And the pity is, then there's a brain drain. People are actually leaving the field in droves. They get this tremendous education. They have the vision. They have the drive. But if they can't get the dollars to move their research forward, they can't pursue what they've been trained to do. We try to put dollars, private dollars, in the hands of researchers who have new ideas, often to help them get the base data that will make them competitive for the limited federal dollars. It's like a chicken and egg. You can't compete for the dollars until you have the data. You almost have to have finished your research or know the answer before you can start. So an organization like ours plays a critical function, often teeing people up to compete for the limited dollars, and often moving research forward that might otherwise languish for decades. And at the end of the day, it's people's lives. Here's my tin cup, and will you contribute? Well, first of all, because I know we're on the side of the angels. I know we're doing good. I know we're making a difference. I'm not asking for myself. People always say to me, what's the key to being a good fundraiser? It's being able to ask in a way that people can say no and the door is open for you to come back. It's asking in a collaborative fashion. And so how has our success come about? We're very attentive to retaining our donors, cultivating our donors, stewarding our donors, and growing the average gift size. And we're equally assiduous in acquiring new donors. And if you do both and you don't have a drain at one side and you're new and you never grow because you're new and simply replace. We're very dedicated across the board. I like asking for money, not for myself, but this is for a good cause. I like doing it, fires me up, and Evelyn Lauder, who is the founder and chairman of the foundation, is as dogged and dedicated as I am. She's also smart, appreciative, and a wonderful colleague. So it's very motivational when you work for somebody who's heart and soul into this with you, and a partner, a true partner. And we do it together with zeal and with success and with joy.